Oh my goodness, it's crazy old man Zack again. Yeah, baby. Yeah. Ready to take on the world again. Another day. Yeah, fresh out of bed. Haven't even gotten dressed yet. Semen's still wet on my leg. Yes. Yeah, just sitting here hanging out with Marvin. My buddy Marvin. Very nice. Finally realized why Oreo makes double stuffed cookies. Yeah, because everybody's got more than at least 2 holes. That's right, for a double stuffing, which is what you're getting from everything around you. Yeah. Today is a brand new day. You have an opportunity to be hated. Yes, hated. It's equal opportunity hate day. All you have to do is communicate with someone outside of the house. Just step outside the door. Simple as going to the mailbox, get your mail. Or just checking the mail just to be seen in the neighborhood. I do that all the time. Put on a really nice outfit, and then I go out and check the mail. Even though I know mail don't come till 3. I'll check the mail 8 times a day. Yes. I love change. Yeah. Spare change, loose change, clothing change, all that. Matter of fact, I'm going to change my clothes. I'm going to put on a really nice outfit while I'm on the loose, baby. Yeah. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put Gucci Guilty on one cheek. And I'm going to put Stetson Original on the other cheek. And then I'll decide, by your enthusiasm, which one you like best. Oh, I will. Just like that. Oh my goodness. You're gonna love the turnaround. And I do have Mr. Pinky in case I get a headache. Fresh batteries, of course. Might do a little experiment with a bungee strap and a tambourine on my Chatterbait page. Yeah, baby. Never done this before, so it's going to be an experiment. Can't wait. I'm very excited. Yeah, so it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. I got some news updates. We had a very interesting development. I've been on the news all morning. I sourced a lot of my material first thing off the bat off of Facebook news. Yeah, all that fodder that they allow us to have on Facebook, that they little stuff they want us to see. So what I love to react to it because it's interactive. Yeah, it's interactive. Just like me, highly active, highly volatile. Yes, very volatile. Oh, yeah, let's see how this is going to work. So, what we found out is this just in, around the world. This is very important. I got to send the carrier pigeons out. I can't wait. Yeah, I got to send out the carrier pigeons. AD recently invited Sally, Mae, Krug, Mantra, Tom, Stube, I see you out there. Hope everything's going good with you. Charbo, Cody, Clarabella, Scarlett, my kids, everybody. Kathy Heavy on the Ostrander. Yeah, she's an artist. She's out there. Melissa Skeeters, I don't know what's going on with you, but you better talk to a fellow crazy person. Yeah. So all the crazy people are on Facebook right now. All us welfare bums, yeah, that's what they call us, welfare bums. Yes, they do. Yeah, we're all welfare bums because we don't have a job. And well, people fail to recognize what a job looks like these days. Yes, a job means more than tugging the nuts of some corporation. You're supposed to be tugging your own nuts. That's right. That's why so many unhappy people in the world. Oh, I'm excited about the tambourine. I want to play right now instead of doing my gig about chamomile flowers. Yeah. Yeah, chamomile flowers. These are from Spain, where the rain falls mainly on the plains. Yes, it does. Only people who've been where I've been know what I just said. Gary Falkenberg, I hope you're doing good. Back there making me jealous as hell. Got camp and cast iron tripod pot and all that shit. Oh my goodness. What a nice campsite you guys got. Secret location, of course. And just to back up, my big fat yap. Yeah, you guys all laughing at my Mad Zack all the time. Ah, it's so funny. He's a crazy man, crazy. Talking about living in the city, living in the country, the shoulders, most, and all that shit. Yeah, well, here's my lead weights right here. I pick them up everywhere I go. Yeah, they come flying off people's tires. I got a sharp eye, too, baby. Poking myself in the penis every time I look at it. Oh. So I keep my pants pulled up tight. Have to because it's so tall. Yeah, it is. I had it surgically removed and replanted on my belly button. I did. That way I can still reach it even after my neck surgery. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. That's why people rarely saw me in the past, because I never left the house until after I was hit by a semi. Yeah, now that I no longer can do the auto-compilation, I'm out there, baby, everywhere. Matter of fact, I'm feeling so damn patriotic. I gotta switch hats. Yeah. I'll be having a pot of tea later with Sophie Kaelin. Yes, she's gonna be here having tea. Yes, she is. You know, and I do have songs I wrote. Yeah, that I actually physically wrote down. I do. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, I've got tons of songs. Tons of them. I just don't like playing them more than once unless I got a band to rehearse them with. See, I just lay the idea down, record it, boom, move on. It's like an old man's cane. You whittle one and you're done. Then some ungrateful little bastard of a grandkid gets his hands on it, finds out at the antiques show that it's worth a couple dollars to some capitalist out there. Next thing you know, selling Grandpa's cane for beer money. Oh, my goodness. Let's turn on the harmonicas and the amps and all that stuff and see if we can't rock out with our sock out. Zack, you got to put the power to the PV, baby. Power to the PV! Yes! I got two PVs. Yeah, two PVs is better than one PV if you like a PV amp, that is. I bought a PV Viper 1 on a whim because I'm so spontaneous. Oh, and I love exercising my tongue. So spontaneous. Yes, I am. And a bit zanious, but I think everybody likes the excitement. Yes, they do. Don't be looking at my butt while I'm down here with lust in your eye. I see you peeking at my hiney. Yeah. It's extra special, too. And I'm all trimmed up. Yeah. Come here, Rhonda. Want to play? No, Zack. We want you to find your harmonicas and get them out and play with those. Okay. Well, here's my A harp. Had a screw loose, so now we match. We're twins now. I got a personality disorder from getting banged upon the head. I'm dealing with it, baby. Dealing with it until I'm dead. Hey, listen up now. Well, listen to what I just said. Well, I'm punch-drunk, baby. I'm dealing with it until I'm dead. Well, when I go out on the town, when I do the things I do, well, they tend to take a few steps back, and that's a good suggestion, too, as I'm punch drunk, dealing with it till I'm dead. Well, I'm punch drunk, baby. Oh, didn't you hear what I just said? act a little crazy. That little might be a lie. Well, I'm dealing with it, baby. Post-concussion syndrome's what I got. I said I'm punch drunk. Dealing with it till I'm dead. Well, now listen up, people. Didn't you hear what I just said? Come on now, let's get punched drunk one time. I'm punch drunk, baby. Well, drinking beer, getting crazy. I said I'm punch drunk, baby. Well, I'm punch drunk, baby. I did it with it until I'm dead. Oh, yeah. Didn't you hear what I just said? I told you I wrote a song. I wrote it down. I gotta know the people that ain't just floating around, baby. I might be punch drunk, but I ain't dead. I got a couple thousand songs. Come on, baby, let's see what we can find in red. Well, come on, baby, drop your pants to the drum beat. Don't want to see no twerking, want to see the actual meat. Well, don't give me no bread on the side. I don't need no mustard dipping, baby. I just want to tan that hide. Oh, lick the salt off your brow. Lick the sweat out your pit. Come on now, baby. Don't you give me no shit. I said I'm punch drunk. Dealing with it until I'm dead. Well, I'm gonna be at old Bill Betty's Wednesday night. You better write down what I just said. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, so that's one song, Punch Drunk Blues. That's one. I got a whole shitload of them. So all you hecklers out there, step on up. Let me see what you got to work with. I'm trying to change the world with a song, and I'm doing it every time I get somebody's attention. Yeah, because I make them think about something they didn't think about before. I stepped on a butterfly in the past. Affected the future. It's very basic, very simple. Oh, let's do Whiplash Blues. Oh, yeah. Oh, or Empath Blues. We could do that one, too. Oh, yeah. Hey, anything's possible when you're wearing a possible sack. That's right. We got out there, see an eyeball peeking at me. Come on now, don't be bashful, don't be shy. I'm just one tiny guy, 140 pounds, that's all. 140 pounds of unadulterated, antiquated nitroglycerin, highly unstable. Yeah, nitroglycerin, but that's nothing to fear. The nitroglycerin, nobody knows what that is. They can't even spell it, actually. Glycerin, what's that? No, nitro. Oh, they think nitro, they're thinking of weed. It's not nitro, dummy, it's hydro. Hydroponics, as in, water base. Yeah, it's called a medium. Water, dirt, those are mediums. Music, sculpture, those are art mediums. Oh, man, Zack, you're getting too deep. Oh, yeah. Time to not be so patriotic. You're scaring the kids. They think you're a racist. Support America. I am. Yeah, I am. Come on, I got my own dunce cap, too. Yeah, it looks just like a hood. But this is for the stupid kids. Yeah, the ones that think the D doesn't belong in the alphabet. That's why they run around with them in a baggie. Yeah, I got a bag of D's. That way nobody can spell. I'm going to get my hate on. Mad Zack. Oh, you're so crazy. I know it. Nobody can keep up. I have to be stupid and silly and insane. That way some people out there understand it. Yeah, it's called communication. I was given all permission to communicate to all the people, low in the pond of life to deep water the pond of life. Absolutely. Yeah. So we're going to see if anything will become of that. Although I was right in the middle of a very important news article. This is really important. This just in. People around the world in areas that are too hot are getting sex changes. Yeah, because their balls are always sweaty. So they're changing to female. And then, of course, the females that are unhappy because their vaginas are always sweaty, they're changing to male. I'm not sure how that works yet, if they have to take muscle from their leg or not. But, yeah, so we got a lot of that going on. And then, yeah. So people around the world, it's too hot, they're getting the sex changes yet. Those in climates that are too cold are also getting sex changes. Like the men, especially men who aren't very well endowed, they're self-conscious about that because the penis size is like the most important thing. It should be on all job applications right after they ask you for your social security number. Yeah, so they can pin money on you and claim they paid you. Yeah, anything under $500 nobody pays attention to. Oh, man, Zack, you're spilling the beans. I know. Yeah, we got way, way, way big problems. Anyway, I got tons of song material here. Let's do Whiplash Blues. Okay. Oh, yeah. Might have to get the music stand out for this one. Yeah, we're going to get the music stand out for this one. Yeah, I'm going to have the notepad up. I don't know all these songs by heart because I just write them once. I write them once and I move on. I don't dwell on it like fucking, you know, that time my second cousin, 150 times removed from 1,500 years ago, was an indentured servant in a shoe shop, and the guy never ever paid him or beat him. You know, he beat him all the time, and never rewarded him, never gave him food, stuck his Peter in his anus all the time, self-satisfying, you know, never gave a kid a reach around, never gave him any benefits, kept the coldest place in the shed for him to sleep. Yeah, and, you know, so I'm going to stick up, I want to go back, and all those people, the descendants of those people that were, you know, working for that shoe cobbler, I want to sue the shoe company, go all the way back, all the descendants of that shoe company, want to sue them, punish them, tar and feather them, and then I'll be happy. Yeah. You know? Yeah, then I'll be happy. Until then, there's going to be a movement, a lot like a bowel movement. Yes. It's going to start off a feeling of pressure, and then it'll get squidgy. Yeah, I love it when it gets squidgy. Okay, let's see if we can do this. Should we turn the reverb up? Test me, 1, 2. Ooh, you know, I haven't been playing a harmonica, so this is all fresh like me. Yeah. Ooh, this is a key of D or A. Let's use the A. Wait, let's check it out. Let's see if we got a D. Oh, let's do it in C. Should we do it in the old standby? What's this one here? Hold on, old standby. G. Well, I feel this tension down the side of my neck. Maybe that reverb's got to go down. Testing. Yeah, I'll turn the reverb down. Turn the bass down a little bit, mid-range. We'll set everything at 5. Yeah. Set everything at 5. Nobody cares anyway but me. It's all my own personal. This is for all my own personal entertainment. Someday when I'm dead and gone, my kids are going to get a kick out of all this. I hope. Yeah. They hate my guts because I was scared of their mothers. If I wouldn't have been scared of their mothers, I would have had them all in place. My house would have been in order. and intact, and I wouldn't have been left stranded and homeless after I was hit by a semi and left with a $2 million lawsuit in my lap, and an ungrateful wife with an itchy twat who ran off with some guy online on America Online named Peter Mott. Yeah, Mindy's Zupke Mott. You're so foolish. But I'm tickled to death, and you no longer have to listen to me rant. You can change the channel. Besides that, Mindy was always smarter than me. Yeah. It's funny, because it's funny, women are supposed to be smart. My wife thought she was smarter than me, but I have 2 brains. So I was told. Now I'm going to do it in A, like I always do it. Keep in mind, these harps are cold. Yeah, it's a lot like a girl on her first date. I just start blowing. Yeah, I don't even get going. All I feel is tension down the side of my neck. Through the left shoulder, down with a knot in my pit. Well, it's through the tail and down my elbow pit. Well, baby, I can't handle much more of this shit. Well, come on, baby, leave me be. I need that shot of whiskey. Oh, yeah, baby, I'm coming through for it. Well, holy smokes, it's hard and there's a tear in my eye. Well, they always criticize and want the Zack to be dry. Well, you can't do that, I'm a thirsty man. Well, surgeon, once again, ain't in the goddamn plan. Well, so back off, Joe, you better let me by. I got some things to handle before I die. Anyway, yeah, I got some things to handle before I die. I ain't gonna do it with a tear in my eye. I'm laying a foundation one can afford to buy. Yeah, let's try that one more time. Well, holy smokes, it's hurting, there's a tear in my eye. Well, they always criticize and want men's act to be dry. Well, you can't do that, I'm a thirsty man. Well, surgery once again ain't in the goddamn plan. Well, so back on, Joe, you better let me by. I got a lot of things to handle before I die. I said I got a lot of things to handle before I die. I ain't gonna do it with a tear in my eye. I'm laying a foundation no one can afford to buy. Don't make me explain to you the reasons why. So back off, Joe, you better let me by. I'm gonna get that whiskey, so just go by. Whiplash blues, key A, D, G, doesn't matter. Yeah, I got lots of these. Lots and lots of them. Yeah, until then I'm stuck. No, I'm not even stuck. Not stuck like the Moody Blues in search of the lost chord. I don't think there is a lost chord. I think we're overthinking the chords we got. A little bit, yeah, we are. Trying to reinvent the wheel all the time. Everybody's trying to make things harder. Yeah, I have to make the song more difficult because I don't want anybody else to learn how to play it. Who do you think you are? Life doesn't have to be that complicated. Yeah. Besides that, you make everything difficult. Kids will never try nothing. Just give them that video game, give them that cell phone, shut them off. That way you can go do what you want. Now, let's get to the main concern, the main point of contention. Tension. Yes, the main issue is selling my book, Escaping the Despondent Sea. It's a very serious book, very serious book. It's all true stories. Every story in the book is true. And I don't even think I made up any words. No, even though I'm a wordsmith. Now, if I get somebody to back me financially because they want to buy my word, we put them in the dictionary. That's how we got words in the dictionary. It's called dictionary because it's a dictation. Yeah, it's a dictation. Dictation means lesson. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're going to bring back a lot of words. Dictator's one of them. Yes, dictator. Yeah, that's what the teacher is at school, the dictator. Yeah. English, math, science. There's a dictation to it. Yeah. Yeah, there's laws. Laws can't be broken. And Einstein died thinking he was a failure. Finding out every day that he was right. Yes, they are. So, my book, Escaping the Despondent Sea, is a true story, and it's full of very, very tangible opportunities to gain wealth and fame. Yes, an extreme amount of both. Yeah, one for each hole. Yeah. So, I am going to read a little excerpt-y-poo of my adventure story, my drama. I'm just trying to decide which one I'm going to read. Do I want to read? Well, let's just read this one that I'm looking at, Zach. It's called The Idiot. Yeah. This is part 35. This is a draft. You're not going to be able to read this unless you buy the book or I share it, which I might share it. This is called The Idiot, part 1 of a section called True Reality. The quality of the area and the fishing didn't impress me. The first day we went, we caught a few grunts, a triggerfish, and a couple of yellowfin tuna. All were pretty small. The second time we went, we caught 2 barracuda that we cooked on the grill that same night. Andy fed barracuda to key deer that night. He trapped the doe with the blind eye and then put her in the back of a cube van. Yeah, Andy Flynn. Tying her up with a pile of food near her. The idea was to lure a male into the van, lock it inside, and then take them as a couple to the person of interest in the mainland who was ready to purchase them. He never shared the name of this person, and I can only assume that it was one of his dope connections. Luckily for the key deer, they didn't cooperate with his plans. He locked her up in the fenced-in portion of their yard, claiming that he intended to train her as a pet. Whether he succeeded or not, I cannot say, but Andy Flynn never did ever succeed at much of anything other than shooting a near-fatal dose of bleach into his arm. There are photographs of the key deer being molested, forbidden by law. If I did it or you did it, we'd both be sitting in prison over a bologna sandwich talking about the ridiculousness of it, listening to the rest of the inmates talk about how they're going to sue the state. While they run their breaking the state program of turning on all the water faucets and flushing entire rolls of toilet paper down the toilet. Yeah. So the two young men lived and worked with Andy and his mommy. One of the guys, Andrew, was a zealously religious person, and probably my sign from the supernatural world that I wasn't entirely among demons. He was my subconscious reassurance that I was not forsaken, no matter how bad things may seem to become. These two guys did a lot of Bible study and a lot of ganja smoking. I thought I could smoke with the best of them until I met these two. Jeez, what gluttons. One evening, soon after I'd arrived, they were instructed to take me out for a beer and shoot some pool under the pretense that we were to become better acquainted. So they took me to a local bar called Coconuts on Big Pine Key, pretty close to the house. Andy Flynn had arranged to have a couple of his dope dealer buddies show up there. When they walked in, the bartender noticed how they were well hammered, especially when one of them fell from the chair moments after sitting down in it. Soon one of them was trying to sneak a pull from the bottle he had snuck in. They took no time in cutting into me, asking to play pool with us. They also didn't waste any time trying to trip me up in their little dope game, to get me involved in whatever Andy wanted me involved in, for reasons only Andy knew. Clarabella, good morning. I was just reading and then I was performing some harmonica and then I was going to go back to performing again. I'm so glad to see you, dear. Oh, where was I? It was obvious that these guys I came with were uncomfortable with being put up to this very odd and questionable thing that Andy had them doing. As for the other two, they were not tolerated by the staff for much more of their disturbance and were escorted out by the bouncers after about 30 minutes. Clarabella, this is a story about what happened to me in the Keys. Yeah, I was in the Keys. This is on Big Pine Key at the moment. Oh, yeah, after about 30 minutes. Within minutes of that, we finished our beers and went back to the house. There was a silence among us that really said a lot about the whole affair. When Andy got out of the car, he mentioned that he didn't care for going to bars or being put up to things by Andy Flynn, but because he was living in his house, he had to go along with things, or at least make it look like he was. They knew that I knew what was up. After a few days, Andrew told me that he was going to go buy a sailboat. He intended to sail to Jerusalem, where he was going to go on a pilgrimage, asking me to come with him when he went, explaining that he had been saving all of his money, or most of it, and that he had it all planned out. As he explained it to me at work that day, I looked down at the floor, noticing an image that was created in a centerpiece in the mosaic tile. It was a tall ship with triple square sails and rigging. He took it as confirmation from God because it matched the ring he was wearing. People always looking for meaning in everything but themselves, huh? Oh, I'm here to wake people up. He only needed a couple of hours off of work to go and look at it. Since we were near where it was located, he would walk there alone, stopping off at a bike rally to give a testimony, a message from God. He would later explain how he was filled with the Holy Spirit and moved to a great trembling and tears streaming down his face. He thought that the sailboat was meant to be because of the scriptures that were written all over the walls of the cabin. He plopped down the $1,500 for the boat and he took it to where it could moor. 2 days later, the boat had sunk. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. Having no way to raise her, he planned to depart back to Texas where he had friends and had lived most recently. He left with only the clothes on his back and the things he had learned of. The Keys of Florida had been nothing more than a siren that pulled him from his course in life momentarily. I was sad to see him go, but I was also happy for his escaping. Or was it meant to be part of his trials and tribulations in life? Despite my uneasiness and my frustrations, troubles, or difficulties, I was reassured with daily confirmations that I was being watched over. Danny, I wondered. One of those reasons was that Sean Adams was here and was also working on a project I came to help on. Grojimic was also here working on the same job as well. We were all painting. They had been working for Andy Flynn up until Andy Flynn started doing what he does best, being an asshole and a tyrant, his little Napoleon complex, chasing off both of them with his antics. They were immediately scooped up and put on the crew that the contractor holding the painting contract had working. He was subcontracting for the guy. Andy was. He was just a pawn in the game. It was a typical scenario of the construction business. On Key West, the condo project was a hotel that was being renovated for economic development. I'd see everyone when I got there to work. An interesting surprise, and to Andy's dismay, was how elated they all were to see me. After a couple hours, Andy's statements regarding how we wouldn't be drinking while at work went to having lunch at the bar. We started the day off at 4:30 or 5 in the morning for a 1-hour commute, taking lunch by 10:30 or 11 and calling it a day at 1 o'clock, after Andy'd already been up to Marathon to get his methadone from the methadone clinic. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I didn't know he was a junkie still. So anyway, Andy was drinking the whole time, starting off with a ride-in while we drove without a license. This didn't help me in keeping my wits' end at all, especially with the whole when in Rome programming. My big save-the-day operation was staying out of jail was slowly turning into a big waste of my hope and picking up towards what I felt was certain disaster. Had I any sense or wit in my employ, I would have paid closer attention instead of trying to stay focused on locking myself in as an asset where I had absolutely no business to concern myself with being. The worst thing I could have done in my dependence on Andy was to get recognized and praised for excellence by the painting contractor himself. Andy turned 10 shades of red in a silent fury during the esteem I was given while at Shannon's Irish pub on Key West from the head man himself, Rudy. Andy was now becoming fearful that I would ruin his gig, replacing him as the man for the job at hand. What he failed to remember was that I had my life in Michigan and I had no want for anything in Florida. The next day, Julie and I went to Bahia Honda to snorkel at the state park. This seemed like a great idea after all the great stories about snorkeling that Danny had shared with me. It was a fine idea, till I got in the water for a few minutes. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, my stepfather had taken my family to see Jaws when it was previewing at Six Flags over Atlanta, Georgia. I was 5 or maybe 6. When the diver who was inspecting the sunken boat pulled the shark's tooth from a hole in the hull, the captain's head rolled out into view. I went into shock and became instantly hysterical, peeing my pants. They ushered us out, and I have been traumatized ever since. Now when I'm in the water, everybody knows it. My body language screams out, "Help, shark!" Yes. At about 4 feet deep in the water, I put my face in and started swimming around on the surface, slowly kicking my fins. The water was a bit cloudy from the weather, stirring up the brackish waves, causing for great amounts of sediment to become loosened from the bottom. There were few signs of aquatic life, but for a pair of antennae I saw a pull inside of a hole in the mud. It was a lobster, so-called, protesting my disturbance. There was 1 or 2 small fish that seemed to have lost their way. The area seemed lifeless all through the Keys. Looking around in the distance as far as I could see, I realized my vision was restricted to about 18 to 20 feet. This limited sight made me very nervous. A slight panic snuck up on me and grew. The water seemed to become murkier still. Hurriedly, I glanced around, looking for sharks, since the depth I was in was now a little deeper. That's when I exploded with panic, scrambling for the shore like a madman. Snorkeling for me was done. Check that one off my list of things to do. It must have been all 4 minutes. Okay, now I was ready for a drink. As I walked the area around the beach, the land crabs scattered like cockroaches, and the place stunk of decaying vegetation and low tide. Iguanas were everywhere. Bums were everywhere in the bushes. Thank God I was leaving in a few weeks. But somewhere along the course of the weekend, Julia decided that she was going to go back to Michigan for living needs. Little did I know, she was now seeking a job in the Keys and had plans of relocating the whole household to the area. Julie made it sound like she was just going to go back for my tools and such, so that we could both make some money. Since I hadn't brought anything with me and Andy seemed to have a lot more in mind for me to do, I went down there to paint. Okay, I didn't need any fucking tools. Yes. Julie didn't share her true plans with me in these regards. What I tried to tell her was that it wasn't a good idea to go back, that we were going to be going home in a few weeks, but all she did was conference with Andy, reassuring me that there was nothing to worry about, even though I explained how I felt like I was in danger, that I could feel something wasn't right about all this, that I was just there to get the money and we would be gone. Yeah, Julie Brannon. Oh, she's such a genius. God bless her pointed little head. There was something I couldn't put my finger on that just wasn't right. What I needed was for her to be here if something happened. It was hard to find a secluded place to do it privately, but when I did, I pleaded with her, begging her to listen to me, that I could feel something bad was about to happen, but I didn't know what it was, explaining that I sensed it deep and in the pit of my soul. She said I was going to be fine, and off she went the following morning. Oh, Jesus Christ. The next day, we left from the job on Key West. When we arrived back at the house, Andy decided we were going to go fishing. Andy Flynn. Yeah. It wasn't a choice for me to go along because he needed me to help man the boat. As we loaded it with gear, I pointed out that the water line on the canal was 10 inches lower than it had been, as indicated by the wetness on the coral. Though I'm a novice when it comes to the ocean, it sure looked to me like the tide was out, which meant we couldn't get out of the canal past the coral flats that separated us from the ocean. Andy rudely said that we were fine, and that I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, maybe I didn't. But it was a big boat with a draft that barely passed through the flats when tide was in. We only had one route to take that was marked by flags that were not very easily seen. Even though I knew it was a mistake, I got on the boat and he raced to get us out to open water. As we raced across the reef, we kicked up a hell of a cloud of muck, leaving a gray and yellowish trail 10 feet wide and spreading as we sped along. Thoughts of the last time we'd been out and how I was working the bow, keeping at the ready for anchor duty, were running through my head. A sense of pride filled me as I held my eyes steady on the horizon that day, letting my knees bend in the response to the waves moving the boat as it rose and fell beneath me. When I weighed anchor at his command to move in a different spot, the turnbuckle had worked itself loose by the boat tugging in the rough waves. The pin had backed itself out completely, so we lost the anchor. It surprised me when I pulled out only a line from the water. I instantly sensed that there must be some kind of nautical folklore about it, perhaps an omen or a superstition regarding some kind of doom. It was shameful of me not to have expected the fastenings, but then again, it was his boat. He should have said do it. He was the goddamn captain, and I was in his care. That's all there is to it. Filled with a sense of pride for having adapted to being on a boat in the ocean, I never revealed my thoughts or my willingness to foolishly accept responsibility for Andy's boat and anchor. We ended up cutting the fishing short because we were taking on water, as indicated by the lights on the dash that said the bilge pumps were not shutting off. We raced back to the house. Yeah, I know, it's a cliffhanger, and I can't leave you hanging. Now I have to read the next part. Yeah, I have to read the next part, don't I? Yes. Okay, I'll read the next part. But you better buy the book. It's a really good one. Yeah. Here we go. Part 36 of True Reality section. Unedited as usual. Yes, you can measure Zack's writing ability very simply by reading my unedited work. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. So the next day we awoke to find the boat sunk where she slept. Seawater was 2 foot over the waterline, which meant that the bilge pump couldn't keep up with the leaking. Oh, glory be, glory holes. Oh my goodness, look at me. Go. Yeah. The battery had become shorted out when the water reached the terminals. The entire Pentax diesel engine was underwater, under salt water. Andy became agitated and in a panic while scratching a hole in his thick skull as he tried to awaken what was left of his brain in order to come up with an idea. So badly I wanted to say that I tried telling him not to take it out when we did, but I kept quiet as his rat ran on a wheel in his head, chasing cheese it would never get. We unloaded the boat in a mad scramble. After the boat was emptied, I asked him if we could use the boat winches mounted on the seawall where she was tied up. They looked like they were used for lifting boats out of the water to me. They were rated for 15 tons each, according to the stamped information on them, but of course one didn't work. The winch at the stern did work, which I explained is where all the weight is at, and most likely the leak. Oh, he said that wasn't what they were for, and that I didn't know what I was talking about. His genius idea was that he was going to run to Home Depot a 2-hour trip to buy treated lumber so we could build a dry dock to put it on while making the repairs. Oh, he's a frickin' idiot. He can't even jerk off right. Oh, my goodness. After remaining quiet and biting my tongue nearly clean off, I asked him, how would we get the boat on if we could possibly build such a thing? Oh, a long back and forth argument ensued, trying to get him to listen to me. We had the crane system, the winches, or one at least. All we needed to do was attach it to the stern, take the weight off it so it would stay afloat, letting the water run back out of the leak to sea level, at least. Then he could get under it to inspect the hole and possibly repair it with some type of marine product for underwater emergency repair, long enough to get it to a place where it could be tended to properly by a competent marine mechanic. Oh, Zack's too fucking smart. Yeah. Yeah, he kept dismissing me even though I was a highly skilled carpenter with a builder's license and all the expertise to help solve the problem at hand. Andy insisted that I was to bow to his supreme knowledge and his hospitality, of course, even though he knew that I knew he could barely sling paint. Yes, Andy Flynn, fucking idiot. What was going on in his head, I can only intuitively speculate. He must have started feeling a range of worries and emotions that were a result of his own insecurities, like all men. Yes, everything came to a head while on our way to Marathon to get supplies for building a failure. Despite my assistance, he insisted on building this so-called dry dock. God only knows what he thought he was going to build. Every time he asked me something, my explanation or idea only conveyed to him, with too many syllables, of course, that he was clueless, to which he'd say that I didn't know what I was talking about. Finally, it sinks in that Andy Flynn and I are not, nor have we ever been friends. He had been jealous of Danny and I since we met him in 2000. He'd ruined expensive equipment at Prospect Studio, bringing cocaine, heroin, and dirty skanks with him. And he stole from us, ripped us off for over $1,400 when we worked for him on a Crystal Springs project in Grand Rapids, Michigan. What was I thinking? Here I was over 2,500 miles from home, trying to salvage my reputation with the court, win my kids' love and admiration back while trying to piece my life back together, all while working for some piece of shit who's never treated me right or even deserved any of my time. Holy son of a monkey's fuzzy little frickin' tail. Have I made a mistake or what? Even though I'm realizing I'm being abused, it doesn't really sink in until the phone rang. Oh, yeah. Andy happened to pull into a Tom Thumb convenience store. Sue me for saying Tom Thumb, fucker. Yeah. So he could buy a pack of Camels and some Sparks when Julie called me. Then Andy Flynn says, "You better not be talking to your old lady when I get back." As he gets these words across my ears, I see a claw hammer on the floor between the seats in my peripheral vision. Instantly, I saw myself bury the claws into the right side of his skull, ripping a large piece of bone from it, killing him. I imagined how I'd spend my life in prison for losing control of myself, which frightened the fuck out of me. Andy wasn't worth that. What Julie and I said to each other exactly, I can't recall, but as soon as he was out of the van and into the store, I jumped from the van and dashed across the highway to a Marina Tiki bar, of course. Coincidence or irony, I'm not sure, but immediately called my friend Dennis Smith, who explained that he was in the Keys working with a roofing crew and he couldn't help me. I quickly explained that my distress was presently in the Keys, where it looked as though I might be stranded. Quickly, I became pleasantly astonished. Yeah, heavily on the ass. Yeah, that my very good friend Dennis Smith was also in the Keys. And he was not just in the Keys, but right across the street from the Marina Tiki bar that I was hiding in. Holy fuck! Yeah. How could it be that so many people that I knew were here? How could that be? I don't know. Dennis was staying in a beach house with the crew right next to the store we just stopped at. A lifesaver. I explained the whole story to him while calming down at the beach house, telling him how Andy and I had hit a dead end and that I was alone here because Julie went back to Grand Rapids for a few days to get some things from the house. As the day slipped away through time, I was observing these people he knew and worked with as so-called friends of his. They turned out to be a bunch of crack cocaine addicts, all smoking dope. Hoping for advice or a solution, I turned up empty-handed. I had him take me back to Andy's house the next day, dropping me off on Big Pine to walk back from the highway, giving me a little more time to think about what I was going to do. Sure enough, shit was hitting the fan all the way around. Andy accused me of trying to kick the door in on their house, taking a crap in their yard, stealing from them, and if that wasn't enough, he also claimed that his mom saw me in the nude groping myself on the couch. Now, why would I need to grope myself when I brought a woman with me? Son of a bitch. Anyway, and if that's not enough, he also accused me of trying to get in his mom's pants. A barrage of insults came at me, all absolutely absurd. He was clearly in a drunk-induced state of delusion and paranoia. Little did I know what drugs or how bad. All I knew was that he had instructed me that he was kicking me out. Yeah, he ordered me to gather my belongings and put them in the van. And happily I did. While I did this, I said I'd get a room for Julie and I at the hotel, and when she got back. Oh, that wasn't accepted. He was making me leave right away, telling me that Julie could stay with him and his mommy. He told me that I'd probably have to get a room at the Heartbreak Hotel in Key West, which revealed his plans of running off with Julie, being the prize that she was. Oh my God, pimples included. Otherwise, why would he mention that place specifically? There was not much I could do but just go along with the situation for the moment. Andy intended to drop me off in Key West, where I knew I'd be able to seek refuge with Sean. So I didn't worry a great deal. Everything would get fixed when Julie got back. When I asked him about money, he gave me a small amount, saying that he would have a check in a day or so that I could come by the job and get it. Along the way toward Key West, he stopped at a few different places, a claim that he was trying to get a place for me to stay, but I doubt that was the truth. He was more likely bragging about firing another employee, or scoring dope, or both, or claiming he beat me up, or something petty like that, which I could have easily killed him. Oh, or maybe he was conspiring with others to destroy me while I was there stranded on the streets to look for me. Everywhere we went, there were no positive developments for me. When I asked for Sean's number, Andy told me that wasn't going to happen. Whether it was that I couldn't stay because he figured Sean wouldn't let me, or that I couldn't stay because he wouldn't let me, was up for an otiose debate. But when he got out of the van one last time, I gleaned the number from his phone. And I called Sean as soon as I set off on foot from where we ended up, which was at the painting project. The van he had parked there with tools and gear in it came in very handy, leaving my belongings, which included a 10-pound bag of chicken leg quarters that spoiled and smelled the place up really well, giving Andy something genuine to bitch about. Pretty proud of that. Yeah, I only wish it was fish. In the meantime, Andy got on the phone with Julie, telling her his version of what went wrong. That I'd wrecked his boat, wreaked havoc on the house, assaulted his mother, made a mess of the van, and he explained that he had given me my money, but that I must have blown it, which insinuated that I spent the money on cocaine or drugs, a crack spree. This only added weight to his con job on her, which was certainly the plan all along. That is, if they didn't work the whole thing out together, playing the situation out by ear. But that may be giving them more credit than either one of them deserve or even have the intellectual capacity to come up with. Of course, Sean took me in without hesitation. It was a long, confusing walk to Sean's place, since I had no clue where I was or which way I was going but for a general direction, east. When I finally got to the apartment complex, it was around 1 in the afternoon. The sun had long since heated the whole island up to a steam, and the twat was really stinky, while my reality was turning into a genuine white skull, and I had some pickled pinkies. Oh, Zack would add living to the story. Sean was living with a woman named Desiree and her 5-year-old son. She worked at the naval base as a gunner's mate. At the gun range, of course. She got a cut rate deal on the apartment because she was working on a military base. Sean was working nights, drumming in a band that he had a gig playing at a place called Island Dogs. Sean Adams, he's in Las Vegas. Very close friend of mine. The tourist season hadn't really begun yet, so they weren't really playing but for a couple nights a week. Municipal workers and inmates from the local jail, Monroe County, yes, were busy cleaning up the island before any real money showed up, hiding the reality and the stench with fresh sand and glitz, while filling up the jail with everyone they could sweep up off the streets or find in the bushes. Keeping the jails full meant having plenty of laborers to help clean the place up routinely. And keep really good beef in the freaking cooler for the officers' dining room. With such a full jail, they need extra money. That's right. Pay attention. I studied lots and lots. Yeah. So, keeping them. They were all working all over the Keys, dressing up everything as they could, trying to conceal the massive amounts of storm damage and even more degradation. What a shithole the Keys are, especially Key West. There were rotting whale carcasses that were washed up onto the sandbars. A casino barge washed up on the coral flats. Boats destroyed, half sunk, washed up into mangroves. Empty plastic bottles and styrofoam in the waterways and bushes everywhere. I just got it at a show, Sally. There you are. I just got it at a show downtown in Lancaster. They have the bands playing on Wednesday night or Friday night. They have a band shell playing all through the summer. I think at the end of August is the end of it, but they had a British band, it was a Beatles band that was selling them, and I got it for $5. I had to have it. Let's see, where was I? There were homeless people with tents, homeless people without tents. There were homeless people in the mangroves and homeless people living under viaducts and overpasses. There were homeless people walking around and riding bikes. They hung out in any shade they could find, where they tried to hide their visual cues that gave them away. They stopped you everywhere you went, asking for loose change or a cigarette. Key West looked very much like a scene out of the movie Slumdog Millionaire. Yes, I could smell it all. Oh, God, you couldn't pay me $1 billion to go back to the Keys unless you get rid of all the people. Yeah, let's go back to that Roosevelt plan where the Keys was a park. Yeah, we need to get all the people out of the Keys. Not to mention all the money and insurance claims they always get because they insist on living in a swamp. You fucking idiots. Yeah, everybody just lets everybody get away with murder in America, don't they? My mother tried to warn me, but I never listened. Of all the times I never did, this was the one time that she was actually right. Feeling like Gilligan, I found myself in a modern-day shipwreck without a Ginger or a Mary Ann, but most of all, without a professor. And still without a professor. Where in the hell's my professor out there? Yeah, severe depression set in quickly. Yeah, I know you have been. I've been watching, Sally. I've been watching, yeah. I know. The shock of my realizations had me locked inside Sean and Desiree's apartment, but I knew I needed to find a job to escape and to accomplish my mission. The local newspapers appeared to have jobs, but what I found out was that those jobs were bait, fishing for Social Security numbers. Please listen. This is a clue to some of that free money in my book where I explain that there's billions of dollars to be made by getting the information from my book. And this is one of the tips right here. You see, you don't have to pay taxes or other employee expenses on the money you pay to someone who only makes $500 for the year. What these places do is they pin an amount under $500 on every Social Security number they get. They get those numbers by advertising for help wanted in their failing establishments. You never get the job. They get your information and use it to show where the money's going. God damn it, somebody out there better start listening to me and read my book. They're going to shoot me for sharing this shit. I better have a team in effect before that happens. Anyway, the day I got up the nerve to go around to apply at these places, Sean says that he would let me use his moped to job hunt, but he left it at the Island Dogs. He left it there the night before because he had been drinking, causing him to take a cab home. It was decided that I would take the bus to the area that I needed to be in, and then I'd pick up his moped and ride it back when I was done. His car was at the apartment complex, but it wasn't legal, so if I can get the moped, it would save him from a cab fare later. It's a plan he agreed with, so I set off to find work. Julie finally calls me back, agreeing to meet up with me at the moped location, announcing our breakup, which really upsets me that she makes this decision after I told her that something bad was going to happen. Just like that, she's living in the Keys with Andy Flynn. She turned around saying that she would drop my things off at Sean's. It didn't seem like I could have been any more flabbergasted, but there I was, definitely and royally screwed. Wow, how am I going to do this, I thought. She's breaking up with me for Andy Flynn. Things just kept getting worse and worse, and it would be quite a while before I could appreciate the true blessing of our separation. As I walked to the moped, there was an argument that turned into a fight between some bums. They were sucking down Hurricane Lager and smoking 305s on the edge of the lot. I was splattered with warm beer as a can flew past my head. Great, I exclaimed. I'm job hunting, you assholes. Riding back to Sean's on his moped as planned, but having no idea where I was or how to get where I needed to be, caused me to call Sean to explain where I was at so that he could guide me in a little bit. It was my first day venturing out on Coquina Rock, as I'd heard it called. My ignorance of where I was took me through some pretty rough-looking neighborhoods, but I found my way to the main road, stopping for smokes, and I finally recognized where I was at from my earlier trips with Andy Flynn. When I got inside the store, I realized that I didn't have my wallet in my pocket, causing me to have a huge panic. Frontal lobe syndrome strikes me again. Forgetting I had stuck it in the compartment under the seat for fear I could lose it, I instantly felt I lost it along the way. I went out, jumped on the moped, and tried to backtrack, hoping to find it before someone else did, which was highly unlikely in a land full of vultures. Fucking bombs, vultures, running around like a bunch of vacuum cleaners, sucking the dirt off the ground, hoping it's cocaine. No sooner than I got the moped turned around and moving again, the local vultures surrounded me. Found myself immediately surrounded by police cruisers. They commented, saying that I'd run a red light. Well, there's clearly no red light in the area to run, and I tried to argue that point, but was ignored. The 5 police officers stood around me, taking turns asking me if I had any drugs or weapons. They were under the impression, here's another lawsuit, they were under the impression that I had drugs in my possession because of my long hair, bandana, and the fact that I had never been seen in Key West before. Repeatedly bombarded with interrogations, and having searched the moped and myself multiple times, they found nothing that they were looking for. Nothing. The officer that wrote me a ticket was a female officer, but then they all wrote me a ticket. All but one of them. One for a fictitious red light. Another officer wrote me up for no license. Another officer wrote me up for no moped registration. And another officer wrote me up for driving under the influence. Yes, there was no breathalyzer, no sobriety test, no evidence gathered, nothing but the claims they made against me. They arrested me and impounded the moped. My first day venturing out of the house on my own had come to this. Welcome to Key West, Zack. Enjoy your stay. Yes, you will be paying, one way or another, for visiting Key West. Yes. Oh, Bermuda, tell us about it.
All right.
I'm going to play some music in a minute.
I lived down the Virgin Islands for 2 years.
Yes, my book, Escaping The Despondent Sea, will change your life. It will. Guaranteed.
And I met this woman.
Guaranteed to change your life.
Totally.
Guaranteed to make you rich and famous if you pursue some of the arguments in my book, Escaping The Despondent Sea. It's receiving exclusive 5-star reviews on Goodreads.com. I'm begging for somebody to criticize the book. I can't get better if I don't have any constructive criticism. Somebody tell me where it sucks. I'm trying to improve here. Yeah. I'm not waiting for my grandpa to die so I can inherit some money. Yeah. I'm not trying to sue the frickin' shoe company that indentured my relatives 1,500 years ago. Never paid them, fucked them in the ass all the time. No. That's a dead horse. Keep beating on it, though. Keep beating on it. Yeah, so when you do sue somebody, what are you going to do with the money? That's the $1,000,000 question. Suddenly got a headache. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I get these migraines. Oh, this is my migraine finder. Sally, you gotta get one of these. Sally, you're so naughty. It's funny, I'm naughty all the time. They never block me. I never get put in jail. Well, I got put in jail once. See, the beauty of my stuff is that all the nasty things I say, I secret away in comedy. Oh, yeah. Did you see my recent post, Sally? Yeah, I'm a Trump supporter too. I'm also an athletic supporter. Oh, I gotta tell you the rest of the story. Sally, you're gonna love this. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. This just in. People around the world in areas that are too hot are getting sex changes. Yes. Yet, those in climates that are too cold are also getting sex changes. Yes. Come to find out, only people living where the weather is just right are staying the same sex they changed into. Yes, bisexuals around the world are forming their own World United Political Party. No flyers or advertisements will be needed. Promotion will all be done by way of lip service. Glory holes not included. There are lights in the closets now. Yes, there's light in the closet now. And yes, you go first while I watch. Where's my editor to tell me what not to write? You didn't understand it. It's a throwback to the Three Bears. Come on, the porridge and the whole thing. You know, the people, it's you know how everybody complains about everything. Yeah. They got a sex change because their twat was too sweaty, or their nuts are too sweaty, or something, you know. Or, you know, they got a sex change because it was too cold and they were already poorly endowed. So thought, well, you know, I'll just be a woman and nobody will tease me in the locker room anymore. Yeah, you know how boys are, little boys. They're destroying the world, Sally. You have to help me change the world, honey. You have to. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I'm feeling it. Sally, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling those vibrations. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know the semen's not even dry on my leg yet from this morning. I'm already feeling those vibrations again. Oh, it's the dictphone. The dictator phone's ringing. It's vibrating. Oh, hold on. I gotta get it. I can't. Oh, wait. Let it ring a little bit more. I like to get it just to the edge. I like to let it just edge it right up to voicemail. Yeah, I like to tease it right up to voicemail and then get just about to blow up into voicemail. And then yeah, hello. Biden, hey Biden, how you doing? Yeah. Uh-huh. No, I just finished the promotional efforts. Yes, I will be generating a large amount of tax revenue very quickly. Yep. Enough to buy that skin lightening conditioner. Yeah, so that I can be white. Well, yeah, it's all the rave. I do have my possible sack on, yes. Yes, everything is possible when you have a possible sack. Yes, and I also have a pickpocket, too. Yeah, I do. Yes. Well, I'm glad you called. I do have the bonus. Yes, I have the bonuses right here. Yes, I have the congressional bonuses. I do. Yep, I'm prepared to pass them out very soon. Yes, I have all the congressional bonuses right here. Well, no, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Well, I'm about to cheer myself up. I just don't feel right unless I have some salty nuts in my mouth once in a while, yeah. Everybody likes salty nuts once in a while. Yeah, sometimes you feel like a nut. Oh, I know. Well, why isn't there a battery shortage? Well, there's a bullet shortage. Well, yeah, everybody's ready to start shooting, and now you're not letting anybody manufacture bullets. We're confused about that. There should be a battery shortage because everybody's masturbating. Yes. Well, yeah, I did this morning myself, yeah. Yeah, my leg just dried. Yes, well. No, I have a new program. I just searched the Walmart and I peel people's tire lead weights right off their tires. Yeah, at the Walmart. Go to the part of the parking lot where it has the most oil stains. Yeah, there's no cameras there. I just like to suck the salt off of them. Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, D's. Yeah, well, the D batteries. Yes, they're in demand. They're the Rough Riders. Yes, matter of fact, all the Rough Riders do have Rough Riders also. Yeah, it's a part of their convention. It's their branding. Yeah, it's the third saddlebag. Yeah. Well, I have a little program whenever I see their bikes parked in that third saddlebag. It's got their masturbation oil in there. I always put a little pinch of sand in it. I do, while they're in the bar sucking down beer. Smoking meth, yes. Well, yeah. I try not to beat down on the meth smokers too much. They're beating themselves pretty well. Yeah, they're doing a good job of it. Oh, yeah. No, I don't care for rabbit. Oh, Brer Rabbit. Well, no, don't care for Brer Rabbit either. It all tastes the same. It does. Well, no, I had a little program this morning. You're going to have to decide which cheek you like kissing better. I have the Guilty on one cheek. I do. And then I put Stetson Original because I go both ways. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I was hoping you would grease up very well with olive oil like we did in the old days, back during the days of the Greco-Roman wrestling and stuff. Yeah, where you slather up with olive oil. Yeah, and then start rubbing and touching. Yeah. Yeah, it's where the fighting turns to squeezing and kissing. Oh, all the boys fantasize about it. Yeah. I have a pineapple right here, special. Yeah, I was going to try that thing where they, yes, into your orifice. Yes, in the Oval Office. I'm going to see if I can make it into an oval orifice. Mm-hmm. Well, the swatches for the material have not showed up in my email yet, but I would like the fabric on the presidential seat in the White House to be changed. I don't want my boy sitting where your, yeah, I don't want my boy sitting where your mental midget was. No. Well, I suggest getting the inserts in your shoes. That way no one can tell you're wearing heels. Oh, yes. All the short guys do that. Yeah, it makes them look taller. Gives the impression they have a longer penis. Oh, yeah, I have tea with the women all the time. Yeah, they tell me these things. Yes, they do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, well. Did she use the coupons for Victoria's Secret? I sent his wife some coupons for Victoria's Secret. Oh, she won't tell you? Oh, it's a double secret. I'll have to check my email. Yeah, well, she sends me jokes on cooking, yeah, recipes. Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, what are you going to do about the cat food shortage? Well, China's coming. Oh, that's going to solve it? It's in the bill? So the Chinese invasion is going to offset the need for any cat food to be produced. Not going to need to produce any extra. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've got 12 cats here that can go myself. Yeah. I don't care what you do with the hide. No. No, it's the pig hide I like. Yeah, I like this pig hide. Yes, I do. It doesn't smell anything like bacon, but I do keep mine close to the smoker so that I have that lovely smoke accent to my body. Yeah. Yeah, it makes me naughty. Yeah. Oh, I do like it rough. I do. And then, of course, when it switches over to the kissing and squeezing. Although I'm not a big kisser. No, I don't like kissing. No, just get right to business. Go right for the cheese. Yeah. Take your time, though, getting the cheese. Yes. Of course, of course. I do have a heart of stone right here. Yes, I do. Well, she do be shattered. You could sing Shattered all you want. No. Well, I do blow occasionally. I was just blowing a harmonica just a moment ago. What about the bill for the rainbow-colored hoods? Yes. Yeah, a non-denominational clan outfit. It has to be the colors of the rainbow with some variations of black and brown in there. Yeah, that way it's an equal opportunity hate outfit. One size fits all hate. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Great. Yeah, I'll send you the mock-up. Yeah. Oh, I suggest everybody in your cabinet get one. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, the pre-streaked undies are a thing of the past. That's an old fad. Yeah. Yeah, we're into anal retention now. No more streaks. It's a lot like the Johnson & Johnson thing with no more tears. Okay. Well, I look forward to that. Well, if you tug it more than twice, you're playing with it. I don't know. I'll count the strokes. Matter of fact, when I get done, I'll write a song called Let Me Count the Strokes. There will be a finale. Yes, a crescendo, I imagine, followed by some pianissimo. Yeah, as in, the doctor handed me a cup and said, here, pianissimo. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, the D's. Everyone's running around with a big bag of D's. It's making very unfair for fluent English-speaking citizens to write. Yes, the alphabet, there's a shortage in the alphabet. We need to open up some manufacturers and start manufacturing upper and lowercase D's immediately. That way it's equal opportunity. Everybody can have a bag of them. And we'll put those right next to the chips. Yeah. Yeah, we'll put those right next to the chips. Yes, the shoulder chips. Yeah, everybody gets a shoulder chip. Yeah, a shoulder chip and a bag of D's. Well, that way those of us who do want to write and catalog important things, we won't be short on any letters. Well, that's a measurement. Well, I realized switching over to the metric system was a short penis man's game. Well, yeah, millimeters, it looks like a bigger number. No. All right, well, call me back at lunchtime with the crossword puzzle. Read the articles. Which magazine did you get this time? Oh, Cats. He checked out the magazine about cats at the library. He calls me every Monday with the crossword puzzle. Well, you have to read the magazine first. Well, I realize there's a dot to dot, but you can't confidently do the dot to dot if you haven't read the frickin' article to understand what you're even supposed to be seeing. Well, do it in pencil. Yes, just do it in pencil. Okay. Okay, bye, Dee. Okay. Bye-bye. Oh, my goodness. I'll tell you what. Yeah, he who smelt it dealt it. Oh, yeah, baby. It smells just like Gucci guilty. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Let's play a little music, shall we? Yes, I'm entertaining myself while I'm trying to turn on the American people, people of the world, with an opportunity to gain an immense amount of wealth by reading my book, Escaping the Despondent Sea. Yeah, let's see what kind of sounds come out of this. Spontaneous combustion composition, you gotta do it a little bit better than that. Test me, 1, 2. Test me. How about some reverb, huh? Try that again. Test me. Test me. Test me. Test me. Test me. Turn down the gain. Don't need that on anyway. Alright, let's try this again. drums. Do I play the drums? Oh, let's play the drums. It's time for drum practice. Well, Sally, to be honest with you, I'm not a drum player. I have drums. Let's play them. Let's see if I can muster up a drum beat. I don't have any cymbals. They're all trash. And the volume is too overpowered for the speakers. But anyway, let's try it. Turn the snare on. Nope, can't play the drums. I have drums though. My friend, yeah, he was really good. Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. Were you in band, Sally? Were you in the band? Or Cat? You're definitely better than guitar. I'm not a drum player. Let's get Rosie out. Let's get Rosie out. We'll see if I can play with Rosie today. I'm not a guitar player either, Sally. I just fake it. I'm a musician. I'm a trombone player. I was a trombone player in school. So I have really good lips. I'm a very good kisser. I am a very good kisser. I don't like kissing guys though, so let's get that straight. Where's my red pick? I need my red pick. I had one here and I threw it to play. Can't play without the red pick. It's right here somewhere. I can't see very well. My glasses are dirty. Where is my red pick? I just had a red pick here. Come on, man, Zack. You're dropping the pick. Where's the pick? I'm not playing with a yellow pick. I already broke a string this week. I'm not breaking another string. I'll just play with my fingers. That pick. Where's my red pick at? Alright. I'm going to have to regroup and come back after lunch. I can't find my red pick. Besides that, I got a song I want to lay on you guys later. So I'm going to have to practice it a little bit first. Yeah, so that everybody doesn't think I'm just some kind of weirdo. You lettered twice. Hey, Sally, I got my band letter before they passed out band letters to people, okay? You didn't get your band letter until you were a sophomore, okay? I had my band letter when I was a freshman, okay? I was somebody in the band. I was a star trombone player. I was a big deal, and I got robbed of that. There's my red pick. There's my red pick. Feeling it right now. I need to go put my outfit on. That's what it is. As soon as I can sit down. Yeah. I'm gonna I gotta go wash the olive oil off my bottom and I gotta go take a shower, get my outfit on, get in my ego suit. Yeah, it's getting my ego suit. Any performer out there knows exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, I'm just not feeling right. I need some salty nuts in my mouth. I don't really like them with salt. These nuts I do, though. Anyway, peace, love, who cares? Come see me change your underwear. Yeah, for those of you who didn't get the news, one more time for the latecomers. This just in. People around the world in areas that are too hot because their nuts are getting all sweaty or their vagina's getting extra juicy. Oh, I love it, extra juicy. Yeah, they're getting sex changes in the places that's too hot in the world. Yes, and because of the climate increase, sex changes are going to be on the plate for everybody. Yes, because it's going to be way too hot to have your traditionally issued sexual organs. Yes, it's going to be way too hot for that. So you're going to want to switch over. Yeah. Yet, the people that are in the climates that are too cold are also getting sex changes. Yes. Come to find out, only people living where the weather is just right are staying the same sex they changed into. Yes. Now, bisexuals around the world, are forming their own World United Political Party. Yes, we are. No flyers or advertisements will be needed ever because promotion will all be done by way of lip service. Yes, glory holes not included. There are lights on in the closets now, though. We do have electricity. There's lights in the closets. And yes, You go first while I watch. Oh, where's my editor to tell me what not to write? Oh, yeah, baby. Mad Zack. Just as mad as ever. Yeah, I'm out here doing something. Yeah, I want everybody to hate me. Yes, equal opportunity. That's why I'm stepping out of the house for the whole world to see, not just people I live around. Yes, it's not very fair for only people that know me to hate me. Yes, you think about that. Only the people that actually know you hate you. Yeah, people that have no clue of your existence, they're undecided. Vote's still out. Yeah. So cherish your democracy while it lasts.